Since the pandemic, we have a lot of people that got so much more isolated, right? And close to 2 years, we couldn't even get in contact with even our closest family because of the pandemic. Everything related to helping people, serving people, coaching people, personal development exploded and boomed so much more because there was a need and there's still a big need for it. So it's a natural consequence of what we've been dealing with since the pandemic and even before. I think before it was just more subtle, and the pandemic just puts into the light of things that actually was not working out anymore. People getting more disconnected from God more and more. People not feeling the need to talk, not feeling the need to connect, not feeling the need to be together. I'm saying it because I'm a bit like that too. I'm the person that gonna stay at home, not doing much and really doing everything at home. I'm not into honestly being into the chilling, getting to the parties, getting with people, getting to have activities with people. Again, I do find it interesting when I know I can help people, right? And that's a kind of activity where you get to discover yourself even more. I talked about it a bit, but into my church, I recently decided to be part of a couple of activities to help people getting more at church, or just help for the social activities and how people can connect. And I found so much more joy doing it, and finding how I can help people started with actually talking to human beings altogether. When we get into the self, we are focusing into the self. We are focusing into more of our pains, because the more we looking through ourselves, we see more of the pains than the joy of being ourselves. We see more of that brokenness than the joy of being ourselves. And if it's not that, we're getting to have an ideal version of ourselves, being like the best person we can be, and seeing that and only that. The balance here again is something to have. When you get to be more interested to talk to people and ask the question and really understanding what people feel and their own stories with no agenda whatsoever, with no goal whatsoever, you realizing who you want to be for those people, realizing the type of people that you want to help, realizing the type of person that you yourself want to be. But that's through connecting with other people, rather than staying and reading a book about self-discovering yourself, if that makes sense. The moment I stopped reading anything related to self-discovering me is the moment I started realizing what I really wanted to do more and more and more. It's still something that is not super clear to me, but the fact that I got interested into theme and situations into the real life that actually drew me more, right? The unfairness. Why do people do what they do? What do we call confidence? How can you be connected to God? How can you be creative, relating to God and relying on Him and really obeying Him and being more into obedience than you being the leader that you know you can be?
She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Again, here is pretty much personal to everybody, and everybody makes a decision about it. But the moment I started getting into themes that actually I was finding interesting is the moment where I was feeling myself live again, right? If that makes sense. Because the more I was leading and getting through the self-discovering books about who I am and how can I discover myself and unleashing my inner money babe, there was a lot of strategy, yes, but there was a lot of things that for me didn't make sense about the affirmation, because at the end of the day it was affirmation that I didn't believe in, to be honest, and I had to build a belief on. And even if it was not something that I truly agreed on, I was just doing it for the sake of doing it because it was the thing to do. At the end of the day, I think every person can be different about it, and the joy about coaching and the joy about coaching other people, serving other people, is where you find that we all have specificities and things that we can get the most help on, but it's not a general formula for everybody. And I think when it comes to self-discovery or self-help books, is that it's a cookie cutter recipe for everybody. But when you start applying that, there's a lot of things that you might not even be okay with, but you're gonna do it, it's not gonna work, and you're gonna really blame that on the book. But the book is not necessarily the issue, it's the approach that might be the issue. And the approach here is to getting back into the age where people were going back to schools for things that they actually really liked to do. It was not about having a specific program for everybody. It was about adjusting and getting into the philosophy, science of life, and things that were general yet more specific to every person, and how they could tailor that for every person. And that's what I love about the approach of not the cookie cutter recipes, that when you're working with people, you're actually seeing the thing that they can get the most help on, and you're adjusting and really creating the formula for those people and not necessarily everybody you're working with. And the same thing that I do with people, clients, and people around me is the same thing that I do for me as well. And that's why reading more books about self-me or self-me is not giving me the answer that I want for other people. Yes, I'm aware of things a bit more, but what is truly impactful is actually when you do those things, when you're getting into situations. And those situations is when you talk to people. You're getting into social activities, you're helping your neighbor, you're getting to the neighborhood, serving people, helping people, you're getting to your church, helping people, and you're seeing all that dynamic through the action of serving people at the end of the day. But the self-help books just now gives me that a thing where it's always about me. It's always about me. How can I help me? How can I love myself? It's not about giving to somebody else. It's all about me first and then the other person. And when you rely on God, it's all about how can I obey Him. It's a question in the prayers. It's some question in most of the prayers. How can I obey you more, Lord? How can I do that? Guide me, show me. Is Him guiding me more than me guiding myself, right? But of course, I'm gonna rely on Him. I'm gonna rely on other people. I'm gonna rely on me serving other people as well. I'm much more engaged into things. I'm much more aware because what I'm reading actually is interesting to me first, and then I get lessons from it. And the best exercise that you can do, I think it's something from Jordan Peterson, is to see yourself through 2 weeks and really see things that actually like are annoying to you, things that you hear, things that you see, things that you hear from other people, for example, that actually take you to your heart and you want to help them, you want to do something, like you feel like it's your mission and you feel like it's a calling for you. How and why it is so into you to want to help those people in those situations, and especially situations that happen again and again and again. So there's a common things here, there's a common theme for you here that you can see where it might be the thing that you want to do the most when you get to be more creative with things that you want to do. It's the same thing where it's still exercising, it's still the action of doing things rather than just reading the books. And for me, it's a balance to have between, yes, discovering yourself and knowing that version of yourself that you know you can be, I guess, but at the same time relying and trusting and learning to trust God, because He's gonna be the light, He's gonna be the truth, He's gonna be your guide at the end of the day. And I'm talking for people that are more Christian and that really are relying on Him first and that are learning to rely on Him first, because this is my own exercise here, right? I'm not perfect, I'm far from being perfect. I'm learning every single day how to do that, but I find more joy into doing that. I find more joy into getting close to Him to understand myself more. I'm having more joy into serving, helping people, asking people if I can bring any type of help into real situations and anything else. I find more joy into reading books that actually make more sense to me because they are interesting. And something that is really really intriguing to me is that at some point I've been really obsessed with watching a lot of exorcist interviews and how they got to work with people that were possessed and anything like that. Obviously, I'm not saying that I want to be one, but what I'm saying is that in through those things like that you can see where is your power, where your power lies the most, and what God wants for you at the end of the day. It might take time, it might take a lot more into giving up more and more, obeying more and more, being more open. But when you focus more onto you, you're seeing all the brokenness, and sometimes it's hard for you to even come beyond it, to go beyond it, or you're gonna go to the other extreme of feeling like you're too good for yourself. And those two are problematic at the end of the day. So find things that actually bring more joy to you and things in life that bring more joy to you. I enjoy cooking. I love it. It's therapeutic to me. I love cooking for people. When I have people, I love cooking for people. If I have to go to chillings, it's something that I enjoy doing. Those little things can tell you right from the get-go what you want to do more into the creative space, into the online space. So it was something that I wanted to share. I think self-help books, they're not totally bad, but I think they could be an entryway for something more that you're not even ready to do, because from what I see now, it's not about self-help only. It's about something more into spirituality and another type of spirituality. And I saw a lot more people getting into those books and becoming somebody else, something else, because it was all about being spiritual, but another type of spiritual. Again, I think a bit about it with Katie Stamps, but it's pretty much your choice at the end of the day. But really, again, be alert of what you're reading, because it is an entryway into something else that you might not even realize what is, right? That was all that I wanted to share here today. I hope you had more fun. It's the end of the year, so I have more joy really having discussion like that. Pretty much open discussion where I don't have a bullet point type of thing, where I just sharing my thoughts about things. And whatever you think about it, definitely get down below and let me know. Share with me, what are your thoughts? What do you think about it? Are you obsessed with self-help books as well? And how that changed your life to stop reading it or to start reading it, the before and after. And I'm looking for people, again, having interviews here on YouTube and sharing their own creative journey, right? What they want to do, what they're planning, what they did, and how it impacted them, confidence, especially to the level of the confidence here. If you want to work with me, definitely get down below. I'm gonna start working with clients starting in January 2024. All the details are gonna be down below. If you feel like you want to be more confident and you want to be into the creative space and having your own mission and being aware of what it is for you, what it looks like for you, I think the beginning is to just understand you in the light of God, right? Understand your own weakness and your own skills, your own power, but into the light of God. And that starts with just starting being more into discovering yourself, but not just yourself, other people around you. All the details are gonna be down below, and I'm gonna wish you really great holidays, because I'm probably not gonna be there much, but happy holidays to you. Have fun, enjoy, and I'm gonna see you soon. And like I say all the time, keep smiling, because it's free and contagious in a good way. Bye.